Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Tuesday, March 21st, 2017 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I am actionable from my place of inner light. And today we have the moon continuing through Capricorn. We have the sun just basically beginning its trek through Aries. So the sun's reaching 1 degree today. So we're going to start feeling that Aries fire coming up. But as this moon is moving through Capricorn, this T-square energy, the cardinal T-square energy, is tightening. I'm feeling some of that pressure coming in for this energy. And I'm going to get into the message first before I get into the aspects, because the overwhelming message that I'm feeling, and I see this in the cards and I see this in the astro, Aries is that sign of I am, really knowing who we are. However, I feel like many of us have guilt, have self-worth stuff, have all kinds of feelings about how they look in the world. That, basically your life hasn't turned out the way you want it to look. Life hasn't turned out the way you planned it to be. It's full of these thunderbolt moments. And there's guilt being carried through this energy. And Aries is like, hey, you've got to start to recognize who you are. You have to recognize why you're going through these energies, stopping a cat fight from happening. Lala's about to go. She loves to play, and this is who Lala is. Okay, go Lala. Mahalo's not going to be happy. But go be who you are. There's a good lesson for me. A lot of us, I'm not living up to the world. That's that moon in Capricorn. I don't live up to the world standards. Therefore, I have this guilt. And as we move through this T-square, we are going to be feeling this energy. We're going to be feeling potentially the guilt and potentially more things around this. So this is our opportunity to recognize, hey, I don't have to feel guilty for where I'm at in my place of life. I don't have to feel guilty for not living up to other people's expectations. I don't have to feel guilty for my picture being exactly like your picture. This would be a good place to insert the comparison card, which I do not have. So it's time to let go of those things, because I say this in GPS this week, we all have our up and down moments. No need to feel guilty about them. This can be empowering. So we actually start the day with a beautiful, empowering energy of the moon in Capricorn trining, which is a happy, easy connection, Mars in Taurus. This is 8 degrees. This is how are you showing up? How are you building? How are you being actionable about your worth, about your talents? Yeah, you may have had this. We all have this stuff happen. We all have these thunderbolt moments. However, it doesn't have to keep you down for long. Learn the lesson and then move on. Let go of the guilt. It's okay. It's okay for you to have the up and downs. So this is asking us, can you be actionable? Can you know your worth? The moon connecting to Neptune, 12 degrees, that's that 3 expansive energy, like the universe. Oh, here's the card for it. The universe is giving you what you need at this time. But can you know your worth enough in it? Or are you still stuck in this old vibrational paradigm? You don't have to be. You can know who you are. You can know, okay, this was my lesson. I needed to go through this. I received that lesson, and now I receive the gifts that come along with this message that are taking me into my next step. And then we start to build into the square stuff. We have the moon square Mercury, and then we have the moon conjunct Pluto. And tomorrow, early in the day, we have the moon squaring Jupiter and the moon square Uranus. So like I said, the square stuff is tightening. It's all getting activated. Now in this, what I'm feeling is like, because you've been stuck in this place with this guilt, because I don't look like what I need to look like in the world, that you're following these rules that don't honor your consciousness. You're following things, you're following energies, you're following teachers, you're following friends, gurus, whoever, that energies are not in alignment with your true, honest consciousness. And you're like, well, I have to follow them because I went through this. Listen to what, honors you. Listen to what helps you in your light. But then be true to your consciousness. Be true to your soul. And that's that Aries. That's that rebel in the Aries, which is like, I know the world expects me of this. I know the people in my world expect me of this. But this is who I am. And I'm going to honor the consciousness of my soul, the consciousness of my soul fire, the consciousness of my passion, and move from that place. So the moon square Mercury. Your thinking may get stirred up in this. The thinking with the mind, you may have to talk yourself through this whole situation. That's okay. It's also happening at 15 degrees, so this may be a good time to connect with somebody who you can talk with and have an honest conversation with, who can support you in you honoring yourself, who's not going to shame you for these moments, because nobody else's life is yours. Like, nobody else can judge you where you're at, you know, so who can honor your consciousness. The moon conjunct Pluto, that's 19 degrees, that's a 10. Here's that worth stuff coming through. This is a whole shift. This is a lovely transforming moment in this. This transformation will go on tomorrow as you work with that self-love and as you work with that liberation energy of Uranus. Now, as I was, last night when I was not thinking of the astrology, this message came in. If you play by the rules, if you don't break the rules at times, you miss all the fun. This isn't about being an anarchist. I always have to say this, but it's like, whose rules are you following? You may be breaking your own personal code by following these other rules and trying to live up to these other things. I want to remind you that I have this card, the friendliness. This is a friendly universe. You can play by your rules. You can play by your soul. You can live according to your light. But you have to learn to trust yourself, and you have to learn who you are. Who are you? It's a good time to look into that energy. From the animals, I have fish. Swimming along, singing a song, side by side. The fish is restlessness, change of focus, lost in the current, and that's the energy I get. You may get lost in the current. What of the shoulds? The current of the shoulds. That's a current I do not want to be in. I do not want to be in the current of the shoulds. But we've all been there, and we all get in there occasionally and get in and get out. So what current are you in? Are you swimming along your own groove, kind of like the turtles in Nemo? Or are you caught in with like the sardines who are creating this whirlpool? And who do you want to be? What kind of fish? What kind of fish are you in the sea? You have an opportunity to figure this out and find your flow. Even though we are in Aries, take that lesson that we learned in Pisces of honoring the flow. Take those energies of Pisces, and we still have Chiron in there, we still have Neptune in there. Venus is going to go back in. Take those lessons. Honor your flow. Know who you are. That's what's important in this world. The importance is not in living up to other people's pictures of what your life should be. It's really important for you to open up to what you could be, what you really are. It's not even what you could be. It is what you really are. You already are that. So that's it for today. Check out our GPS. We really dove in deep to all of this stuff and all that may come up this week. That's posted at Gaia Blooming on Facebook and on our YouTube channel. And I will see you tomorrow. Namaste.